So welcome to the talk show segment of today. And as we've mentioned before, we find it really important and also inspiring to showcase and highlight the impact many of you are contributing to, and also the social entrepreneurship that many members are creating around the world. And one of CROWD1's main purposes is to create a platform to empower people to make themselves financially secure by offering a global network and global products that you then can sell locally, and also allowing you to give back to your communities and create impact for the better. Now, today we'll be highlighting some of CROWD1's impactors who will be sharing their impact stories and social entrepreneurship to hopefully inspire you all on how you can create impact in your community around you. And it is truly by inspired leadership and good examples and also social entrepreneurship that we can make a positive impact in the world together. And this also applies to our belief that each and every person knows best what their community needs. We don't aim to come from the outside with sort of the big idea and tell you this is how you should do it to be successful. Instead, we want to really empower you, all of the CROWD1 members, leaders, and teams, empower you to change your lives yourselves and use your own knowledge, experience, insights, and expertise to improve both your own life, your business, and of course, the life of the others around you or in your communities. And CROWD1's core belief is that the positive impact CROWD1 can have as a company is to help you, its members and leaders, to take ownership of your own future by empowering you and facilitating you to do so. So let's start by getting inspired and listening to empowering stories of impact and social entrepreneurship with some of our really amazing CROWD1 impactors. So with me here today in the talk show corner, I have 3 impactors who have flown in from different parts of the world. And I say welcome to Arthur, Nem, and Alan. Great to have you here. I'm happy that you could make it here.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
So instead of me introducing you, I thought that I would give you an opportunity to introduce yourself. And Arthur, I wanted to start with you because you have an interesting story. I mean, you were a wrestling coach not long ago, and then suddenly you're in a network like CROWD1. Tell us.
Yes, hello everyone. So this is my first network marketing company ever. So I have been 8 months with this amazing company. And previously I was a wrestling coach. I'm a multi-time champion in Estonia, in Nordic countries. And I was also a teacher, gymnastic teacher. So, and suddenly when the first Corona came, the schools were closed, the sports club was closed. And one of my friends, he introduced me to CROWD1. And of course, first time into networking, I didn't understand anything, but I jumped in. So, and it has been a completely different life right now with CROWD1 because this friend, he's not active anymore. So I was quite building the team with my best friend. And finally, I found great Mrs. Lotta Spjut. I was attending her trainings. I was attending Mr. Peter's trainings. And what I really love about this company, that as we are saying, anyone can do it. Anyone. It doesn't matter what is your background, where are you from. So just have your smartphone, just be on the trainings, and the company is teaching us how to be an entrepreneur, how to think as successful people are thinking. So because successful people, they think differently. That's why they are successful. So, and yeah, I'm really, really grateful for that friend who introduced me. And I'm really grateful for Mrs. Lotta Spjut, Mr. Björn, of course, and Mr. Peter Jacobson, who has been on every Sunday on my list. And yeah, amazing, amazing journey. And of course, I'm doing now for a couple of months, I think, with Mr. Björn Arnstedt and Mrs. Lotta Spjut, the global presentation. So that's also, and it's, for me, it's all about the growth. It doesn't matter like what rank you are, but it is about the growth, you know. I am different person, I can tell today, and I really, really love it.
What a truly inspiring story, and also shows that it's really the intention, it's the grit, the resilience, and the doing.
Yes.
Wow, thank you for sharing, Arthur.
Thank you so much.
Really interesting. And Nem, I know you also have an incredible story of how you joined CROWD1.
Yeah, obviously, that has impacted my life, and in the future, it will definitely change. To go back to my introduction, I'm originally from Nepal, but I'm settled in the UK because of my background with British Army that I served for. Because I come from the different country where I was born and grown, so I've got socially connected with so many communities. And those people who know me, known as a community leader, social worker. But on the other hand, I was a part of a networker as well, wanting to do something different, wanting to change something. Because the large part of the community that I come from are out of the country, looking for a job, trying to change their better way, but they're locked up with the work culture. We have to work for someone else, otherwise we can't live in that country. So I was trying to find it myself, but I wasn't really finding anything true that could drive. And then suddenly, for the past 2 years, I worked for the council. Past 2 years, I was trying to do something challenging. I faced quite a lot of challenges. I was living okay, but I wanted to do something different. But suddenly, Corona and COVID came suddenly, all of a sudden. The day the global lockdown announced, the day I was introduced to CROWD1, and that is very memorable. And I took about 2 weeks, couple of weeks to study. On 15th of April, I decided CROWD1 is not just for me. CROWD1 is for everyone out here. And this is the company that I'm going for the rest of my life. And I need to expose myself in the public and take this challenge forward. And it will definitely, of course, has impacted my life. It is, I know where I'm going in the future. It has, since then, I've been calling a Zoom calls in Nepali language every day for the past 8 months. And I'm going to continue for as long as it needs to continue. During those days, I have got the people who come for the testimonials. Someone who got accidentally, totally damaged, he's paralyzed, cannot move below his neck. Only 3 fingers he can move. He has become a coordinator Star 1 in last week.
Oh, wow.
And imagine what life we can say him thank you.
And
so there are many more. I have even got the groups of people physically challenged. They are known as a disabled people who are not treated as back in Nepal, not treated don't have that facilities to look after them. They are a group of people, and I'm supporting them. There are a group of people who need this education, leadership, so they feel not just financially, but also psychologically freedom and change their life. So they know without taking any full-time job, they can live on with. And the technology, the COVID has not affected. Only thing is the technology, and that has rather pushed up. So I want to introduce this to everyone very well. I'm so passionate with, and that has impacted.
Oh, Nem, thank you for sharing it so passionately with such enthusiasm and really a true impact story, and also bringing in the diversity and also minority groups. It's so important. Thank you, Nem. We'll talk more. And Alan, tell us about you and your story in CROWD1.
Well, yeah, I got involved with CROWD1 in 2019. I was fortunate enough to meet Mr. Jonas and Mr. Anthony, and I picked up on the energy, the vision of where they wanted to drive CROWD1, and I just basically went for it. So we've been working with CROWD1 ever since. But what you're saying before about making an impact in communities, I'll take a little step back before I go on to that, because when we flew in, to Sweden, one of the Max, drop down, help yourself before you help others. And that's what I think it's about, impacting the communities as well. But through CROWD1, we've seen so many people who've managed to help themselves, whether it's get out of debt, whether they've managed to secure a home that they maybe not had before. So it's really making an impact into people's families. But it goes even further with a bigger vision. And if I may give you an example of helping yourself first, we've worked very hard in CROWD1. It's an amazing company. We've watched the huge journey it's gone on, and many, many more years ahead, which I'm looking forward to with it. But if I give you this example, it was one of the ladies in the team, and she's based in Kyrgyzstan. So we've got groups in many different countries. I won't mention the names, but she lost a family member. And while she was grieving about this family member, her son took very ill, little 2-year-old boy, went into hospital, diagnosed with a brain tumor. So the diagnosis wasn't a long-term life for this little boy. Now, in that particular country, they didn't have a surgeon who could perform the operation. So there was quite a hefty fee to have a surgeon to help save this little boy's life. So I work very close to my business partner, my friend, Sergei Kocherin. He's an amazing gentleman. He's traveling at the moment. He was hoping to be here, but, you know, for different travel restrictions, he couldn't make it. And he rings me up and said, Alan, you know, there's a little boy, you know, there's a lady as a team member, and he's got a brain tumor, but they've got to fly in a surgeon over to do it. And because of the cost against what was available to the lady, she couldn't afford it. So within a heartbeat, we said, let's us fund it. Let's us do it. Let's fund that. It's a little boy. So we were going to fund it. And then we thought, let's make a bigger picture of this. And this is nothing to do with the company. Nobody even knows I'm saying this now. It wasn't done because of any other reason apart from helping this little boy. So what we did is we created our own group, Crowd United Giving. And we got other people who put some funds in together to fly in the surgeon. The operation was a great success. That little boy is still alive today. Now, that to me is impact. It's not just about what you can do for yourselves. It's what you can do for others. It's passing it on, paying it forward. CROWD1, I've seen help so many people around the world. And that's just one story. I know it's happening in many different communities around the world, many different teams. But for me, there's a little boy who's alive today whose mother, who was grieving anyway, has now got that little boy to grow. We've got the pictures of it, the videos of it. It's amazing. So social impact is huge. It can happen.
Yet another, you know, mind-blowing story, and also showing the intention of what happens when people come together and do it with the intention of compassion and really helping out. We need more people like you in the world, looking at the world today. Arthur, Nem, Alan, thank you so much for being such role models and such great impactors, and for the work that you do. You're all truly sources of inspiration, and stay safe and healthy. And I want to conclude by mentioning that we have found that there are so many people, in addition to my three guests, that are in the CROWD1 world that have used their earnings from CROWD1, not only for themselves, but also in a genuine way, and also as a major force contributed to their communities. And that is also why we want to give our local heroes, our impactors, a global platform with CROWD1 in which to be seen and acknowledged for the social impact work that you're all doing. And as an impact diplomat myself, I really want to say I'm so proud of hearing all these stories and to see that you all are truly catalysts for change and impact. And a bit later today, we're going to learn more about the new lottery, Epic One Lotto. And we're excited to announce that for Christmas, we've decided to give part of the proceeds from Epic One Lotto to a charity, the Global Fund for Children. And our donation will support this charity's work in empowering and educating ways to smaller local children's organizations across the world. And as time goes on, we'll of course be sharing how this amazing initiative is progressing and also about the donations, so stay tuned for that. But now, my friends, let's regroup as I'm going to sit down with the founder and also the newly appointed CEO of CROWD1 in another interview. Stay tuned.